Do you ever just wake up in the morning and feel like creativity just slapped you in the face? Because that was me this morning. Something happened when I woke up. I don't know what it was, but I walked out into the lounge room, about to make coffee, and I saw this stream of light coming into the house. And all of a sudden, this thought just popped into my head, and it was like, just go grab your camera. You need to start filming something. And so I did exactly that. I just listened to that instinct. And it honestly felt like creativity just like slapped me in the face. It was like, all right, you need to do this right now. But sometimes for me, I feel like creativity isn't that easy to come by. It's not necessarily right there about to hit me. Sometimes I have to force it. I mean, a lot of the time these days, it feels like I'm forcing it. I have a 9-to-5 job that is creative and I make videos every single day. And so I feel like my default is forcing creativity. I'm not necessarily creating out of a space where I feel the urge come about. I'm not sitting at work all day doing nothing and just waiting for myself to feel creative, you know? It's a little bit different. And even with the YouTube stuff that I'm doing, I mean, in the past, I used to create YouTube videos very sparingly. And when I say sparingly, basically not at all. But now I'm kind of putting it in this position where I'm almost forcing myself to make these videos. And so even making these and the creative process behind that can feel a little bit forced. And I was kind of reflecting on that this morning as I, was getting ready, was filming this stuff around the house, and I was like, I'm creating out of a really nice spot. And when you were being creative out of that position, that is like, you're not forcing it, you're not creating out of emptiness, you're creating because it's almost been like risen up within you and something within you goes, I need to make something. When you're creating from that spot, it is so much easier. It's almost like instinct. And so I guess the point of this little discussion, setting all this up, is really just to, hit home on that fact that as creatives, it can be really hard when we are forcing our creativity. But when creativity is organic and it just happens, that I think is almost a healing experience for you creatively. Because if you're creating out of that spot for a while, like forcing your creativity, putting it in a box, doing this thing, that can feel quite draining. And it can also make you feel like you don't know how to be creative anymore. It almost makes you feel like you're just a robot who's just forced to be creative. But when you find that organic creativity, when it comes into your life, even for me, it was just this morning, that brief window of time. I then sat down here and I started editing other stuff and it was gone. Like it was away. But I could like feel it in the front of my brain and in my head. It was almost like a sigh of relief that I can organically create. I can do it. It's there within me. I just need to position myself in environments and places where that organic creativity just naturally comes out of me. And it's totally organic and it just feels like, normal. It feels right, So that's kind of what I wanted to pitch to you, but also I guess pitch to myself is the encouragement to, for one, know that you are not creative because you have been in a position where you're forcing it or where you're trying to just make it work or you're having to work on projects that you're not necessarily passionate about. It doesn't mean you're not creative. You're just not feeling it in the same way as you might organically feel it when it just comes up naturally. And also the encouragement to try find ways to make that happen more often. I personally need to find ways to make that happen more often because I know when it happened this morning, I felt so good and I felt like it was like a sigh of relief. Like I said before, like I was like, I can actually make stuff and I can do it. So that's what this little video is about. Try and find ways to bring your creativity about organically because you will feel that sigh of relief and it will remind you that you are a creative artist. You can do this. You are creative. And you can make some pretty cool things. Hope you enjoyed this little, what would you call this? Like a yap? This yap session with B-roll at the start. Oh man, what a time to be alive. I'll see you all next Sunday.